down three. Should the Bulls foul? No. Anthony for three. Bang! That one goes down, and the game is tied.
Finds Rose. Rose trying to get open, fires away. Bang! It's over! The Bulls win at the buzzer!
This is about America first. This is about putting our country first. It's about showing people that we're not going to be listening to stupid people anymore.
Took these big artist balls.
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions. Time! A new era of American greatness is going to begin.
You play to win the game.
Cleveland! This is for you!
For my endorsement. I could have said, Mitt, drop to your knees. He would have dropped to his knees. He was begging.
Man, sit your ass down.
All right, what up? This is the Right Podcast with David. All right, so let's talk a little bit. We're going to go over some politics today, some sports, and some news. All right, so basically I want to give some background on myself. I am David. I'm from Florida. I am a college student. I'm a 23-year-old conservative. And I kind of took interest in politics about 2 years ago, after the election, right? Oh, by the way, these are my co-hosts for today, Tyler, my brother, and Jacob, my cousin. We're going to be introducing them in a minute. But I kind of took interest in the politics about 2 years ago after maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe after the Trump election.
I think, yeah. It was pretty much after that, I would say.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I really wasn't into politics. I thought I'd be a sports marketing director because I already do that for a living, or I'd be doing something in coaching. But politics is definitely a passion of mine. But this podcast is not just for politics. It's for sports news and just for quality entertainment. I would agree. Would you agree?
I would agree. Yeah,
definitely.
We're gonna probably have some fun on this podcast, I would say.
So yeah, there's plenty of segments in here that we're going to be talking about. Like mainly for sports, we're going to have like just some crazy hour-long streams about top 50 players in the NBA, top NFL teams. And by the way, if I sound like dog shit, it's because I'm sick. Okay. So yeah, we're going to get into it. So some more background. Florida's hot as fuck. We hate it here.
It's freezing out right now.
It's cold today. Cold today for once. Out of the 365 days out of the year, it's cold for once.
Right.
And our cold is nothing compared to New York's cold.
No, nowhere near that. Hell no.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like the wind cuts straight through you here.
Yeah.
While like New York's cold, it's like a bone chilling kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, I've lived in Boston, and that's like
your
face wants to fall off.
Yeah.
Right.
And you won't feel anything.
Right. All right. So let's get started. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
We're ready.
All right. So let's get into politics. I know, Jacob, you don't have a lot of background in politics.
Not much at all.
Okay. So basically, I just want you to just throw your opinions on how you feel. You don't have to give me any knowledge, but just give me something how you feel of these topics. Okay. So we're gonna talk and listen to. I pulled up a clip here. My cut one take. This was at the Democratic debate 2 nights ago. Mm-hmm. Basically, Elizabeth Warren was roasting the fuck out of Bloomberg, and I want to hear your thoughts on this, Tyler.
Okay.
And that. So I'd like to talk. Have Donald Trump for another 4 years, and we can't stand that. So I'd like to talk about who we're running against. A billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg. Democrats are not going to win if we have a nominee who has a history of hiding his tax returns, of harassing women, and of supporting racist policies like redlining and stop and frisk. Look, I'll support whoever the Democratic nominee is. We will have Donald Trump.
All right. So what do you think about that, Tyler?
It doesn't seem like she'll support him if he gets nominated. That's a starter.
Well, is that she went off on him, but that she's actually losing in the polls. She's really desperate. She actually made a promise in her campaign that she wasn't going to take PAC money.
Uh-huh.
And just this last week, she took PAC money.
I mean, like I feel like the Democrats are grabbing for anything. They're attacking each other, which I never got that mentally. How does one process that? Oh yeah, I'm gonna just attack my nominee because I want that nomination.
Right.
I get that, but you just go for the throat, dude.
Right.
I don't know how, I have no idea about, any of the information that she said is true 100%. I don't know where she got that information from, but,
Well, apparently there were some non-disclosure agreements in contracts from the workplace that he owns. There's thoughts on, or there's, unquote, there's, basically he doesn't pay women the same as men in the workplace. He, did sexual remarks towards them, and then he's paid them off, and he's also intimidated them not to say anything. But in the Democratic debate, he said that he would be willing for them to come out and say what they want to say. And then Elizabeth Warren asked, "Hey, do you want? If in order for you to be the president, you have to, exploit all that. You have to tell people have to come out and say it, and you can't intimidate them not to come out." But I feel like this is it's like a Trump again, 2016 Trump. Do you feel like?
I feel like
they're gonna ride him out.
I don't think Trump's leaving. No.
I mean Bloomberg. Do you think
Bloomberg? I don't know, to be quite honest, because there's a lot of players on the Democratic Party. A lot of people, as sad I am to say it, Bernie is becoming slowly more popular as of late, especially on the internet. Bloomberg is definitely a player. I'm not sure about anyone else, to be quite honest. So,
I think Bloomberg hits Democratic normies. I think that the moderate Democrats, I feel like he can get that vote. I think he just needs to stay in the debate. He can't just automatically quit, assume to quit.
Okay, so for example, if Trump doesn't get reelected,
okay,
right? Would you say that you'll be okay with Bloomberg?
Absolutely not. Because one is he ruined New York. Taxes are horrible. Sanctuary city. All the immigrants are there.
Okay.
You could think about all the high crimes. It's one of the high crime rates out of the whole United States. If you think about it, and besides California, you have all those immigrants coming there, MS-13, Salvadorian gangs coming and just killing people for fun. And I don't think he's a good fit for president. But I think that he's making it out to seem like he's another Trump, and I think that he's pushing it to be like Hillary Clinton run as vice president, and kind of like push that narrative of let's unify the Democratic Party, let's build them together, let's see, There
we go. There we go. Back.
Or back live. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think personally is that I think Bloomberg is trying to unify the Democratic Party.
Okay.
So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, because if honestly, I prefer, instead of unifying individual parties, I believe that we should unify America.
Right.
Because I feel like in the last, I would say, 20-something years, give or take, we've been more divided than ever before.
But do you believe that's Trump's fault?
No, I don't think so. Because he does have a hand in it, right? Mm-hmm. But I also think that the Democrats are also part of the blame because they fearmonger. Mm-hmm. All the people who is like, oh no, Trump's going to do this, Trump is going to take this, Trump's going to take that, are because whether it's Trump or freaking Michael Jackson come back in life running for president. It doesn't matter. As long as you're an enemy to either the Democratic Party or Republican Party, they're going to attack each other like dogs.
Right.
So, like, I would love to see that America comes under one banner once again, and hopefully sooner rather than later that both parties will come to their senses and actually do what's right for America.
Do you think that if Trump wins the next election, do you think they will be more unified? Because now I think that we're becoming more unified towards the end of up to the election now. I think it's becoming a little better.
I feel like it's slowly getting there.
I think people are getting the message. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
People are getting the message.
Yeah, totally. Like, I think so. I would think that I don't think it's going to be, like, hit the goal where we all wanted to be during Trump's presidency. And depending what happens after, this is, like, looking way into the future. So, if Trump does win the presidency, I feel like it could be more unified, but it can also be even more divisive because of the Democrats.
Right.
And how they paint him as this monster that I don't think he really is. Like, he does say some questionable things. I'm not
agreeable.
Yeah, right. But I would think that he does truly care about America, and
he didn't have to do it. He's a multi-billionaire.
Yeah, he didn't have to do it for the money.
Right.
What else was he going to do it for?
Right.
So,
question: Do you think now that when the election's coming up, do you think that the Republicans will take back the House too as well? Because remember, his base has been growing. Blacks, African American, Mexican, Spanish American, all of them have basically, unified under Trump. I think the Democrats are trying to, like, put out this fake persona on these fake social media like CNN, MSNBC, the whole nine. They're putting this out there saying, like, really African Americans, Spanish people, minorities in favor really hate Trump, but really it's opposite. Down here on the ground, the people really do love him.
Yeah.
And they do want him to be president. So I think, are you going to be surprised if election time comes and you see the House all Republican again?
I would say it's probably very likely.
Okay.
For a few reasons. One, clearly with under the House, under the Democrats, with Democrats in control, so far I've seen nothing of important interest being done with them controlling the House. Nothing, because every time they try to pass something and it gets to the Senate, it doesn't go through. You can say the same thing about all Republicans, right?
Which is a blockade for both.
It's literally a blockade for both, because with the Senate being half-half, which it should be, right? Because we want all states to be equally represented, is that it's hard to get things done. It really is.
Yep.
Especially, so it's difficult to get things done where they're always kind of trying to cut each other down instead of coming to a consensus and to meet a middle ground of some sort.
Right.
Because obviously certain things can't be meet into a middle ground. Right?
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe like some more important issues like taxes, abortion, just to name a few things, can come to a middle ground. They can. Right? So it's going to be. Would I be surprised, to answer your question? Would I be surprised that the Republicans would retake the House? No. What I will be surprised is how the ratio is going to be.
Do you think Trump wins by a landslide?
Landslide, that's also a big maybe. I think he will win, but I'm not an analyzer. I'm not saying I'm a professional in this, so I personally think he has a decent chance, a very good chance at that. But I wouldn't say a landslide though. I wouldn't say. It's probably going to be closer than anything else.
I personally think it's going to be a landslide. I think that Trump wins by a lot. But again, there's some two factors in it. I think that if the young people go out and vote, like people my age, your age, I think that they go out there, they're voting for Bernie, and I think that's going to cause a mass hysteria. If he gets the delegates, which he probably won't, if he gets the delegates to support him, and he ends up being the candidate for the Democratic Party, we're in trouble for the next decade, because that means that there's going to be socialists coming in the Democratic Party and taking over. And
socialism never worked.
It never worked.
It never worked.
Right.
I don't know where I saw this from. I think it was like Facebook or something, but I saw a rumor going around that that the Russians are either planning on or already have been backing Bernie Sanders.
But there was that. But then a day before that, they were saying that they wanted Trump to be president, and they were going to interfere to help Trump. So is it
I don't know.
A lie, or is it
like, again? This is only a rumor. That's what I saw. I'm not.
But Democrats are taking it as truthful, and they're going around spreading all this stuff all over social media, saying, "Oh, Trump's colluding with Russia. Trump's colluding with Russia."
That wasn't.
I can guarantee you these Russian fucks are probably saying, "Oh, let's fuck with U.S. Let's fuck with them."
Because it's already been confirmed that Russia has tampered. They didn't do anything, but
I think they just hacked in. Right?
They just hacked in just to see if they can hack in, and now they know they can.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That they could interfere with U.S. elections.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a huge problem.
Right.
But are the Democrats going to do nothing about it? As long as the Russians are on their side, probably not.
Yeah. I mean, if they're voting for Bernie, or
if Bernie gets nominated, they probably would vote for Bernie.
All I know is we are in trouble if they go to Bernie. That's all I know.
Right. Speaking of Bernie, I have this thing on my phone where he said that in the debate last night that he will raise minimum wage about $15 an hour. Right.
Okay.
Right. So keep that in mind. That's about $31,000 a year, give or take. Yeah. Right. And so.
I don't even make that now.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a good job.
Yeah, you have a pretty good job, and you don't even make that much.
Yours is a state job, right?
I work.
He gets benefits and all the whole 9 yards.
Benefits and everything, right?
Yeah, like 11 to 12. So
exactly. Like maybe if you work more hours, maybe.
I work 40 hours a week.
Yeah, so you don't even make that much, right? Right? And then he goes around and saying he wants free healthcare, and then when he was asked this how he's going to pay, he would raise taxes to 52% for anybody that's making $29,000 a year, right?
So basically, you're average.
So basically, when you do the math, for anyone that's making $15 an hour, you're really making only about $7.20 per hour, which is less.
Yeah.
So what sense does that make?
It's just like a.
15
it looks good. It looks good on paper, but it's really not.
Sounds like a good number.
Yeah.
But right, you're paying like, what the heck? Is
this?
But
the idea was it's like, I'm gonna raise minimum wage so everybody makes $15 an hour. Oh yeah, that's great. But you also want free healthcare. How are you supposed to do that? I'm gonna take about like 52% of what they're making.
Well, that's also in this plan to take away college debt.
Yeah, like how are you supposed to pay for that? Like, I would love to my college debt disappear. Trust me, I'm like, right. Yeah, but like you have to find the right way to do it, and there is no right way. Someone's gonna have to pay for it.
In his first term, though, I think it'll be 52. But then I think after the years go on as him being president, it would be like it could probably go up to 70%, 62%.
Yeah, exactly. Because then eventually he's just. All the money is just gonna go into the government and into the pockets of whoever's running it.
Well. Maybe I could pull up, I'll try and find a clip here. But there was a clip the other night of Bloomberg talking about, he was talking about how Bernie is a socialist or a commie, he says. And then he goes and he says, you're a millionaire, you own 3 homes. And that shook Bernie. So let me pull up cut 2 real quick, if I can find it. Is it right here?
If he can, like, that makes That makes no sense.
All right, here it is.
What a wonderful country we have. The best-known socialist in the country happens to be a millionaire with 3 houses. What I miss here?
Well, you'll miss that I work in Washington, house one.
That's the first problem.
Live in Burlington, house 2.
That's good.
And like thousands of other Vermonters, I do have a summer camp. Forgive me for that. Where is your home? Which tax haven do you have your home?
New York City, thank you very much, and I pay all my taxes.
So he owns a $600,000 cabin in the woods in Vermont. Okay, so let's talk about it. Socialism. He wants to run a socialist country. But you're a millionaire and you own 3 homes.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not going to affect him.
It's not. But this is what the Democrats, this is what he's preaching. How does he get to have 3 homes and everyone gets to live in these mediocre homes? Faulty
making
homes.
$7 and what? That makes no sense.
How do you feel on that?
I mean, it sounds ridiculous, I mean, I personally don't know what a socialist government totally entails.
Would you like to explain to him?
Okay, so basically, with a socialist country, it's everybody makes the same wage, for one. That's why he's saying $50 an hour, minimum wage. Some doctors don't even make that much, right? But a doctor making $15 an hour that's the same wage as some random dude working at McDonald's,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Now, they say they have all these free things, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, free college, free Medicare, free this, free that, right? Mm-hmm. And then the people latch onto that. It's like, oh yeah, we got a free thing. How long are you going to see a doctor? Canada, they have free healthcare. You know how long they take to see a doctor? It could range from 2 or 3 weeks to months on end. Many people die waiting to see a doctor because they don't want him.
But the funny thing is, you'll talk to Canadians and they'll tell you, oh yeah, you'll see a doctor quick. The only thing is that if you're ages of 21 or younger, you're guaranteed to see a doctor.
Yeah.
After that, it's on whenever they can get you in.
Yeah.
So you could have a broken foot in the emergency room. They're gonna take all those kids and all those people in the emergency room before you. It could be hours, 8 hours, 24 hours, 42 hours before they actually see you.
And at that point, you're thinking your broken foot can become even worse. You can get infected. You have a heart attack sitting there just waiting.
Right. Yeah, you could be 21 years old with a heart attack.
Yeah.
And not even know it and die in the emergency
room. Die
in
the emergency room and still won't see your ass until you start to smell.
But Canadians will say that that's funny. That's funny. But Canadians will say, hey, they'll literally say, no pun intended, hey, we have great healthcare.
We got great healthcare. Yeah, my ass.
All right, let's we can move on from this.
Yeah, definitely.
So, how do you guys feel about? I know this is kind of old, but how do you feel about Pelosi? Ripping up the Trump speech the other couple weeks ago?
That is big illegal. Because if any schmuck would have ran up there, if you get past the guards and ripped up that thing, he would have seen almost life in prison.
Let's say one of the congressmen walked up to her, grabbed the paper, and just ripped it.
Yeah. They should be arrested on sight because
you're tampering with legal documents.
That's a legal document.
But she said it was all false claims. What's false claims about it? Lowest unemployment rate in over a decade. Minorities working is the lowest. It's the highest they've ever been. There's minorities working, and everyone has a job. There's factories coming back to the U.S. to come work. What's a lie about that? Females in the workforce, people getting paid more, getting tax refunds, getting their money back. Mm-hmm. What's false about that? What did he lie about on the document?
I feel like it doesn't apply to everybody because my roommate, shout out to Ash, his dad has been looking for a job for the longest of times and struggles because he's overqualified.
What does he do?
He has certifications on towards technology and computer sciences.
Right.
But he's so overqualified that he only can go for manager positions.
Right, and there's not that many.
And there's not that many.
Unless he travels.
And yeah, unless he travels, but
you don't want to travel.
You don't want to travel all the time. He's a little older of a guy.
Yeah.
Right. But it's definitely not for it's not like 100% like true for everybody. As much as we want it to be true for everybody, I would say. But
the numbers don't lie. Statistically.
Yeah, numbers don't lie. That's definitely true. There's one thing I know: stats don't lie, numbers don't lie. If it's working, let's keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, on 16 platforms, his numbers were actually accurate.
Yeah. So
even the Washington Post put a post out there, and it was fairly accurate.
Very accurate. Yeah, because as long as the numbers are between all of them.
Yeah,
are generally about the same. Maybe like an error margin of 5% between all of them.
Right.
That's still pretty good.
Right.
Right? Because if you're getting shit done, that's what needs to happen.
Right.
America needs to get shit done. And I think that Pelosi should get arrested for that.
Well, how do you feel? I know you're not really into politics, so you don't really see the news, but
I did see the video for ripping the speech. I did see it.
I mean, it is a meme now. It's all over the internet.
Yeah, it's all over the internet.
So, I mean, but yeah, like you guys were saying, I mean, it's a law. If you break a law, why is she getting a different circumstance, you know?
Well, the thing is, and I want to explain this to you because, I mean, you listen to the impeachment stuff. You've seen it probably certain places.
That's a whole other conversation.
But the thing is, though, the Democrats have ran this show for 2 years now. They've made up these fake dossiers, these fake bullshit. Okay, for 2 years, and they got to control the House and dictate. In all reality, he should never have been impeached. They're not impeachable offenses. But the problem is the House controls it. The
House controls it. They're gonna vote for it, no matter how ridiculous it may sound.
Yeah, there was no actual evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
So all these, and it's like these government officials that are going to jail right now. I don't know if you've seen those couple of Trump's in his camp.
Mm-hmm.
They were arrested and they're in jail now because of like tampering they did or not filing their taxes, tax fraud.
Mm-hmm.
They're staying in jail for 30 plus to 8 years in prison. Meanwhile, these other Democrats are doing the same thing, and they're not even getting sentenced. They're just going to court.
Yeah,
and they're walking away. So that's what I'm saying, that the Democrats are controlling the government, and the Republicans need to step up and start putting the hammer down. Because I think personally, we're not gonna. If we don't put our foot down, Democrats will just roll over us.
All right. Oh, excuse me. Oof.
You all right?
Allergies.
It's that time. I am sick. Again, I'm sorry. My voice sounds like shit. And this guy has allergies.
Yep.
So, let's, I think we're good on politics for today. I think it was a good start.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we jumped in the right direction. I think we know where to go now with politics.
Yeah.
By the way, just want to quickly include, we do have a promo site. Go on our Twitter, on all platforms. It's theRIGHTpodcast on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok. Oh, God, okay. We got some viewers. All right. Basically, what we'll do is...
Shout out to the viewers, yo.
Yeah, shout out. But quickly, let's go over paid promotions. We do have paid promotions. If you're a local business in the area, Spring Hill, Pasco, Brooksville, and you want your business to be shouted out or promoted in a certain way, we have packages. And by packages, I mean sets of prices. I will not get into detail right now about them, but if you're interested, send us an email at theRIGHTpodcast2020@gmail.com and give us the brief description of your business, what your goals are intended, and we will set up a price range. It is not expensive. It is pretty cheap, and we're hoping that when we keep doing this, this will blow up, and we will get your business out there. So let's get on to sports. So in sports news, take it over, Jacob. What do you got?
All right, be prepared to hear my voice a lot more now.
Yeah, there we go. This is what
Speak up for the people. Speak up for the people. Speak up for the people.
So, sports-wise, I'd say we start with the All-Star Weekend because, I mean, that was recent. And basically, like, now we're venturing into the second half of the season where teams start pushing for certain playoff spots.
Right.
Because when you get to the playoffs, it matters who you play.
Right.
Like, being a Celtics fan, I know we're 3 right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to push for that 2 seed, which the Raptors have.
Right.
Because we don't want to play the Bucks in the first round. So we don't want to fall to 4.
Right.
And we want that home court advantage if we do play the Raptors in the second round.
Right.
You know, we're not the only team in that situation. There's plenty of teams. You know, Lakers trying to keep the 1 seed. I think the Bucks have it locked down pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
They're monstrous this season.
Right.
Unbelievable. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, as far as All-Star Weekend,
I thought it was good. I like the fourth quarter aspect. I love the Kobe tribute.
of course.
It was very good. I just hope that they keep it the Kobe Bryant Trophy.
Yeah,
I think it's a good change.
I think they will.
Yeah, I mean, to commemorate him, I think would be.
Excuse me.
I think his family would appreciate
He did
that.
so much for the game on and off the court.
Yeah,
I would love next year for his wife and his kids to go out there one day.
I mean, yeah, maybe, you know, go to the Lakers game or show up at an All-Star event.
I think it'll be a while though until we see that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's probably going to be like.
I don't know if we'd ever see it. I mean, I think they were only ever on a court if they were watching Kobe Bryant play basketball.
I think they have. I think she needs to. I think to feel the love. I think at least one time.
Just try and be more in the public eye because, I mean, while it is difficult to deal with, there's plenty of people that are trying to back her and support her and help her through this horrific time. I mean, you can't. Nothing anyone could actually do to change this or help her.
Yeah.
It's just being there for her.
They should make her the ambassador of the Lakers, though. They should definitely.
I mean, they could give her something to do just to, you know, I mean, what do you do at this point in your life now?
Yeah, no husband, lost a child. I mean, I don't think I can.
Terrible.
I don't know how much she was working prior to because, you know, Kobe made all this money in his career between sponsors.
Right. I'm sure she had some sponsors for like some books or something. She was probably in the works for.
She could write out a book about it, or just her life leading up to that with him. Or
that'd be a nice book. I would buy it.
I would. It'd be a good read.
I'd buy it. I definitely would buy it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that the dunk contest, I think personally, was a bit overhyped. In my opinion, I kind of seen some of the same dunks that were done last year, and then Dwight Howard was null and void, a worthless. The
Superman dunk was it was overhyped because he did it in past time where that when he first did it, you know, back in 2008, 9, 10, something like that.
Yeah,
I feel like
it was a great dunk because the dunk contest was dead at that point.
I much rather would have saw JaVale McGee do the double dunk on 2 hoops.
I mean, yeah, that was a nice dunk.
Then see Dwight Howard fucking dunk the ball.
Dwight Howard's first dunk was impressive.
Oh, the 360.
The Statue of Liberty was underrated because he's 7 feet. You got to jump high for that. It's this very slow spin. Your arms are out. He's a big dude, so it looks even like more graceful. I think that was a good dunk. The second one, obviously, he had to do it.
Yeah.
I think he was honestly planning to save it, but then when he saw what Aaron Gordon and Derrick Jones and Pat Connaughton were doing, he's like, I just got to do it now just for the moment.
Yeah.
Because he knew he was done.
And I don't like the system to do it in. I don't like the system at all. I think it's bad because Pat Connaughton he could have been in there too with that dunk.
But he did have some impressive dunks. I think because they've done the same, you know, setup for years.
God knows
they tried to change setup 1 year with the teams, and that was horrible.
Yeah, that was horrible.
But I think with the judges, it needs to be less like names of the city. It needs to be more names of the dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
Have Dominique Wilkins judge it. Have Nate Robinson judge it.
Have the past dunk champions.
Yeah, because Common, phenomenal rapper. If he was a judge for like America's Got Talent, he'd be good.
But you know,
he's not a dunk contest judge.
D-Wade robbed Aaron Gordon of that last point.
I believe Aaron Gordon should have won. I'll say that now.
Okay.
I think Derrick Jones was very impressive.
I didn't care who won, by the way, either one of those.
Oh, they were both phenomenal.
I was rooting for Pat Connaughton, but I didn't care who won.
My thing with, you know, everyone's saying, oh, you know, Aaron Gordon was repeating dunks. I think 4 of the 5, or did they do 5 or 6 dunks? I think they did 6 and went to 2 overtimes.
Yeah, it went to 6.
5 of his 6 dunks, I think, were some form between the legs, which is difficult. Looks great.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about repetitive, isn't that repetitive?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the one where he had a guy throw out the backboard jump over him, that's one of the best dunks we've ever seen.
What, over a Taco Fall?
No, the one where Derrick Jones had the guy standing in the paint and threw out the backboard and he jumped over the guy. That's ridiculous.
Right.
Aaron Gordon off the side of the hoop, scoop dunk, ridiculous.
Right.
But I think what it came down to was they came down to that last dunk because from 3 to 5 were all 50s. I think in that 6th round, the judges were like, you know what, let's just pick a winner. They didn't judge the dunks. They just said, let's just pick a winner, and that's who's going to win this round.
Right.
So Derrick Jones did his windmill from the free throw line, right?
Yeah.
Impressive. Zach LaVine did it in 2016 when Aaron Gordon got
That's why I say it looked like the same old.
And he jumped from he jumped a step in from the free throw line, too.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, Aaron Gordon got caught on Taco Fall. The fact that he got over him in any way, shape, or form is so impressive.
How tall is he again?
7'5".
Okay.
Without shoes.
Right.
He's wearing, dress shoes. He's probably 7'6", almost 7'7". And then he's got his hands over his head.
Yeah. And his elbows
and
are huge.
His hands are massive.
Yeah.
That's about 8 feet. Let's say it's about 8 feet.
Okay.
To jump over that and dunk the ball, and he only got caught on his fingertips. He didn't get caught on his head or his neck. He got caught on his fingertips, and Taco Fall went with him.
Right.
I feel like that's more impressive than a dunk we've seen before.
Right.
No one's ever tried to dunk. People jumped over Shaq or other people, but Taco Fall is 4 inches taller than Shaq.
The tallest man in the NBA.
One of the tallest ever.
Yeah.
He's probably in that top. He's like top 5 tallest ever in the NBA.
Ridiculous.
I think and rounds 1 and 2, I think need to have more meaning because Aaron Gordon had 2 50s, and I think Derrick Jones had like a 46 and a 50.
Right.
I think that Aaron Gordon was especially mad about that because, he was perfect all dunk contest. And then does a dunk, the crowd erupts, Kenny Smith, it's over, and then he loses.
Right. Do you think that he does another one? Do you think that
No, he's done. I don't see why he would. I mean,
he got robbed twice.
The first one he did against Zach LaVine,
No.
I think Zach LaVine won that.
I do too.
I personally think Zach LaVine won it. You could say he was robbed. He didn't have the best dunk of the night, but I think Zach LaVine's package was better.
Right. Altogether.
Yes.
Was better, yeah.
2017 was horrible. He did horrible. He missed. He didn't look like he wanted to do it. He's looked out of it. He didn't do it last year or 2019. And this year, he was robbed.
Yeah.
He was robbed. Full on.
Okay. I think personally they should get away with these these challenges because, and honestly, they could make so much more money if they made the dunks better. These guys like on Instagram, you see on social media, like that I Hate Chris kid they should bring those guys in and have them
have them put on a show.
You get real dunks out of it.
I think they could add another night almost and like have it be more social media pushed.
Yeah.
But I do like having these events because it gives young guys who don't have a name a platform to
build off of course.
To show like I really do this. Like I'm an athlete. I'm in the NBA for a reason.
I'm not saying like the skills and the 3-point contest. I like those. I think those are fun.
Like I think Aaron Gordon, he's a good basketball player. People don't give him enough credit. He's skilled.
Yeah.
But I don't think he has a name in the NBA without a dunk contest.
Absolutely.
I don't think Derrick Jones has a name in the NBA with a dunk contest, other than his impressive dunks you see in game. But all anyone's going to know him for would have been those dunks.
Right.
Now, was a dunk champion. He's an athlete. He could put on a show.
Right.
Zach LaVine, while playing phenomenal this year, he's always been known as the dunker. Everyone wants him in the dunk contest. He's actually in the 3-point shootout, which he didn't. They actually did pretty good. I think he came in 4th in the first round.
Yeah.
He was 1 point off.
Yeah.
But
he's kind of changed his game though after all that incidents happened with his legs.
I mean, yeah, I do. I like his game though. Like he's shooting the ball well.
Mm-hmm.
He's become more of a number 1 scorer. And the Bulls, they suck. Let's get that's just a nature of it.
Right.
They're not good.
Yep.
And I think they're far from being good right now. They need some kind of superstar presence they don't have.
Mm-hmm. You don't think that white kid's good?
Lauri Markkanen's good.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, 7 feet tall. He rebounds well. I think there's potential there for him. I don't think he's not Dirk. He's never going to hit that.
But who is that point guard, that white kid? He was from North Carolina, with the big afro hair.
Oh, Kobe White?
Kobe White, yeah.
He's good, but I don't think he has a potential, but his ceiling's only so high.
How tall is he?
6'2", 6'3".
So he's a small guard.
Yeah, he's smaller.
I think in the NBA you have to be more well-rounded now. I think that's
I feel like
thing.
that would make sense.
The smaller you are, the more complete your game has to be.
Right.
Like Stephen Curry, he can shoot from 40 feet, so he doesn't matter how tall he is.
Right.
As long as he can get your shot over you, he has a chance to go in.
I agree. That's pretty good.
Isaiah Thomas made a living off using the pick and roll and attacking the big's weak side.
Right.
If a big was facing him, he was attacking that weak hip and finishing. He was phenomenal at that.
Right.
Which you have to be at his size.
Right.
But when you have a guy like Ben Simmons, while I don't like Ben Simmons,
Yeah.
I've played him hundreds of times. I think his game is horrible. He's the worst point guard for the 76ers play style. But I do respect his game because he's one of the best transition players in the league. And he's so big, it doesn't really matter what body you throw at him, point guard-wise, because he's just going to back him down.
Right.
So you have to change your defense for him.
Right.
But the problem with the 76ers is they don't have the weapons to be a good basketball team, in my opinion.
Yep.
They're good. Let me not say they don't have the pieces to be a championship team.
Right.
Matthias Thybulle, good defender, decent shooter, not going to win them enough games though.
Right. Well,
Joel Embiid's a beast, but
yeah,
he's a baby. So.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Jacob hates Ben Simmons.
Well, being a Celtics fan, I'm trained to the Lakers. I have to hate. But in recent years, the 76ers are our biggest rival.
Right.
We've had that playoff series 2 years ago where Kyrie was hurt, Gordon Hayward was hurt. Sixers were fully healthy. Tatum was a beast. Terry Rozier played well. And we outdogged a dog team.
Can I ask you what made you love Boston? You're not from Boston.
No.
What made you love Boston?
Okay, so growing up was always football for me. I watched the Bucks every day because my dad watched the Bucks. He watched every Bucks game. That was my thing. I watched Bucks games.
Bucks.
Around 2007, 2008 when I started to watch basketball. And admittedly, I watched the Celtics because they were good. They were always on TV. Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, that team was always on TV.
Right.
And I love watching them because just the way they played basketball was it was beautiful basketball. So I fell in love with that team, and it's kind of just stuck. I never changed up after that. I've always just watched the Celtics.
Right.
Even when, we had Tyler Zeller starting at center and Jeff Green was our best player.
Right.
I've stuck through those times. I've watched all the depressing series when LeBron killed us in Miami.
And dunked on Jason Terry.
I was watching that game live, and I was like, well, Jason Terry just died. I watched when we lost to the Lakers in the finals. Depressing.
Yep.
And I watched last night's game. We played the Timberwolves. I mean, I would try to watch as many games as I can.
Right.
I have the league pass to watch the games.
Right. See, for me, it was different. For me, there's even like pictures on my old Facebook. I can remember I was never really into basketball, but I loved Derrick Rose. And I loved I loved Melo when he was on Denver.
Used to be phenomenal.
And I loved Kobe. And growing up, I remember we used to live in Orlando. I remember sitting, and one day I was watching the Lakers and Celtics playoff game when the Lakers won with Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum. I started watching basketball from that point on, and then when the Magic went to the finals and
back to back,
and they lost, I was really into basketball then. But honestly, truthfully, my mom could probably tell you this. I was a Celtics fan. I loved Rondo. Rondo was my favorite player.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
When he came up, I wanted a Rondo jersey so bad. I begged for one. I called my aunt. I said, please get me a Rondo jersey. Thank God it never happened because my mom would have killed me if I would have burned the jersey.
Your mom hated you for that shit.
But I loved Rondo. Okay, and I really loved Derrick Rose. When Derrick Rose got hurt, I had to latch on to somebody else because I knew that Derrick Rose wasn't going to be the same after those 2 ACL tears.
Yeah.
So I stuck with Melo, And I've been a Melo fan since. But also, people don't understand, I also been a Vince Carter fan since NBA Ballers on PS2.
Vince Carter.
Dude, I remember all the nights that we played NBA Ballers. Like, I'm not a huge sports guy.
Right.
Trust me. But, like, when it came to that game, that was lots of fun to play. Like, that was literally one of my favorite sports games of all time, next to, like, NFL Street.
Right.
For the
Weirdly
PlayStation
enough,
2.
I like
That
Melo a
was a
lot
lot.
too. But I fell in love with Melo playing NBA Street Home Court. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that game.
Right.
I think
In a sense, it was a street basketball game where you made your character and you had to pick up your team going city to city, claiming cities, claiming courts.
Right.
And the end goal was to get Melo on your team and just terrorize, basically.
Right.
And eventually, that's what I did. And Melo was so good in that game, he's the only person I ever wanted on my team.
Right.
So that made me like Melo. I love watching him in New York because he was just phenomenal in New York.
Right.
And I still think he had potential after New York. It was just his mindset. So I'm glad he's in Portland now, playing a different brand of basketball we've ever seen him play, and he's making it work.
I think that money talks at that point when you're going to be guaranteed $100-something million.
Yeah.
I think you just take it and bite the tongue, you know. And regardless of how bad they were, he knew how bad they were. He knew that he wasn't going to get anyone under James Dolan. He knew that he wasn't going to get anybody under.
Yeah,
the
but he
GM
still
at the
needs
time.
to eat though. So
he still wanted that money. Granted, he probably could have went somewhere else and probably got that guaranteed money somewhere else.
I mean, he absolutely finessed the Hawks.
Oh, by
He
far.
got traded to the Hawks.
It wasn't a
Was
day?
it the Hawks? I think
Yeah,
he
it was
got
the
bought
Hawks.
out after like a day or two.
Yeah.
He was like $20 million buyout.
Yeah.
Then he signed with Houston or
Yeah.
Oklahoma City. It was Houston, right?
Houston.
And
No, wait.
It was Oklahoma City, yeah.
Oklahoma City.
And they played that year. He did what he could. Also not a fan of Russell Westbrook. We won't talk about that right now. But he played well there. Went to the Rockets.
But he only played 10 games, and he averaged 25 points.
He was playing well with the Rockets. I liked what he was doing.
Was
with
he
the Rockets.
blacklisted? Be honest.
I don't know. I don't get into conspiracy theories about the NBA. You want to talk conspiracy theories about aliens or something? But the NBA, I like to believe everything is real and everything's happening.
Yeah, but you can't say he played 10 games and averaged at least 20 points or more.
I don't know what the Rockets do, though, because they just traded Clint Capella, and now they don't have a center.
But aren't they going after Andre Drummond right now?
No,
He's on the
He's on the Cavs. He's not leaving the Cavs.
But I've seen rumors that he
maybe after the season. But as of right now, he's playing on the Cavs. I don't think the Cavs have
Are they
any
running a
intentions of losing.
small ball lineup?
They have PJ Tucker playing the 5.
Okay.
While I believe James Harden is one of the most talented players in the NBA and probably the best scorer in the NBA, I don't think they're beating anyone. They might win the first round. If they play like the Jazz or
I don't think they're going to.
Actually, if they play the Jazz, they're going to struggle because Rudy Gobert is nothing to play with.
Yeah.
Um,
By the way, very underrated in the All-Star game. He had
yeah.
probably the most dunks.
He had a lot of dunks and he blocked well. I think he had a double-double. I think he had 21 and 13 or something like that.
Right.
Really good for the All-Star game.
Right.
I mean, Kawhi was the MVP, obviously, and he deserved that. He was lighting it up. But I think if they play a team with an outstanding big who can dominate the paint, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Badly.
Right.
I don't see them beating the Jazz. They're not going to beat the Lakers. They're not beating the Clippers.
Don't make your pick yet. I don't want the people to know your pick yet.
No. But I think if you're in the West, that's your goal. How can we beat the Lakers, the Clippers?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
because those are the best teams.
I feel like the West is
it's very stacked.
Very stacked. Oh yeah,
let's
beyond
say
stacked.
they do somehow get through the gauntlet of the West, which it's a gauntlet for any team. Even the Lakers have to go through a gauntlet to get to the finals.
Right.
Then they probably have to play the Bucks, who have Giannis.
Yep.
How are they fighting through Giannis?
But my thing is,
who's stopping that guy?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
understandable.
But I did see a rumor, and I want to put that out there. I did see a rumor that Andre Drummond was telling players that him being on the Cavs is actually way worse, GM-wise and locker room-wise. It's way worse than he was on the Pistons. So he has been requesting trades, requesting he wants to be gone this year.
Well,
and Houston is actually very interested in getting him.
I think there's a problem in the NBA with where fans see a misfitting player that would fit better somewhere else, and those rumors create.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything with Andre Drummond actually saying that.
Saying it, yeah.
So I tend not to believe rumors until I see it come out of a player's mouth.
But do you believe, though, if he was to say it, though, like live right now, on air, he was to go and be like, I really can't play for this team. I don't like the GM. It's very dysfunctional. I want to go somewhere else. Don't you think he'd be blacklisted? Because then every team would be scared to pick him up and for him to talk about the team?
I think you got to look at the Cavs organization.
They're bad.
Once LeBron left, that thing's in shambles. They paid Kevin Love $30 million.
And he's gone. He's gone. He'll be gone
He's
soon.
on the team, but it's not producing $30 million worth of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan Thompson's making way too much money. They drafted a point guard 2 years in a row in the draft in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Darius Garland, Colin Sexton. Both phenomenal guards, but they don't fit each other's play style.
Yeah.
They just fired their coach in his first season halfway through.
Yeah.
Well, no, he quit.
He quit. They reassigned him. They didn't make. They
Whatever
didn't fire
happened. That's what they're like their third coach in 3 years, something like that.
Yeah.
It's just, how can you not say it's in shambles? The guy down the corner knows it's in shambles.
Yeah, right. Well, man, this was interesting. I think we'll cut it there, to be honest. Do you think we did a good job first?
I think this was a pretty good start, you know?
Okay.
No Wilder Fury?
Let's do our picks. Let's do our picks. So tonight we have the Wilder Fury fight going on tonight.
That's gonna be pretty interesting, to be quite honest.
Best heavyweight fight in over how long? 50 years?
According to Tyson Fury, 50 years.
Okay.
That is his quote.
The first fight was pretty good. I think, honestly, Tyson was robbed, I think, personally. And I was telling you this earlier when we were walking around the store, that Wilder just needs 1 round to win. He needs 1 round. I think that Fury, one punch, 1 round. Fury needs 6 rounds and to survive to win. I think that Fury needs to hit him with punches and needs to move real fast within the first round or 2 to secure the victory. Because you don't want to give Wilder that one opportunity, that 1 punch to win.
Here's my opinion on the first fight, because you did say, Fury was robbed. From a boxing standpoint, yes, he destroyed Wilder.
Yeah.
But you can't discredit those 2 knockdowns.
No, you can't.
And realistically, the second one was a 10-count knockdown or knockout that wasn't granted to Wilder.
Right.
The count was a little sketchy.
Right.
But he's one of the most respected referees, so you got to let him do his thing.
Right.
But, as far as this next fight, like you said, Fury has to win. His problem is his game plan is to knock Wilder out. I think he's stupid.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't know.
Because when you're trying to knock someone out, you're leaving yourself open.
Yeah.
And if Wilder's landing on an open punch, he's going down.
Yeah,
he's got to hit the gas. Yeah. He's got to hit the gas, but he's also got to be smart with his punches.
He has to play defense.
He's got to hit the jab a few times. He's got to go on a right hook. Coming up and under.
I feel like he should go for the weak points. Right? That should go with any fight.
Well, remember that Wilder doesn't have good boxing technique. He's very wide-legged, leaning back on his shots, and then when he goes and throws his punches, he takes everything and he throws it all in. So, as a Fury fan, what you'd want is when Wilder's throwing that haymaker, you need to come up with a shot, a left hook, an uppercut, because after that shot's being thrown, it's going all the way through. You better come up with an uppercut and hit that guy. You just gotta hit him.
Yeah, like you gotta make
at least crack him. If
you
can show that Wilder was off his feet and he wasn't in his mind state after you hit him, then you're winning the fight. Because people can see it, judges can see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The biggest thing I don't like about Fury's fighting style is his entire game plan is to win the judges.
Right.
He's doing the dancing, he's putting his hands behind his back. All that, I think, shouldn't matter for anything.
Mm-hmm. I
don't care what you're doing. Mm-hmm. If it's not punching the guy or, dipping shots, it doesn't matter what you're actually doing.
Right.
And he needs to chill out with that. If his hands are behind his back and he's head out, he's going to die.
Right. I think that's like the sportsmanship, like talking shit.
I get it.
I get it. I think it's the wrong opponent to do it to.
1,000%.
Yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, if he got away with it the first fight, you can give him that credibility. He can get away with it the second fight.
The first fight, because I've watched all the interviews, the build-up, the press conferences, the post-fight from the last time. They all have these excuses. Oh, this was problem in my camp. This was problem in my camp. Wilder broke his forearm or his hand. Fury, we all know he was, fat, coked out, suicidal.
Yeah.
Comes back in 3 to 6 months, something like that.
3 to 4 months, I think.
He had one fight before, so he had a training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do good in that fight, but beat the guy. Did enough to win.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's undefeated. And then the next fight, Deontay Wilder, the hardest hitting heavyweight in the
so
WBC, in the class. Yeah.
I would say he needs to look out because one good punch.
Deontay Wilder is
done.
dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because the guy has a chin. He took a lot of good. Fury landed a lot of good shots. I mean, Wilder would say, "Oh, pillow fists."
Absolutely not.
Those shots landed.
And in round 6, he was dazed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He was dazed in round 6.
But I think if I was a betting man, it's Wilder by knockout.
Do you think? Hold on. Do you think that Fury takes the Ortiz against Anthony Joshua fight the way that he did it? That was technical boxing. Didn't really knock him down until late in the round, but wore him out with his hands. Do you think Fury takes that same route?
I think Fury just needs to box.
Yeah.
Because if he, like I said, if he tries to knock him out, he's gonna get knocked out.
He's got to run the ring.
He's got to do that same weird head movement, the body, the stomach jiggling, all that needs to be happening again.
Yeah.
And he just needs to land jabs and the occasional 1-2.
He needs to win technically because
he needs to jab him to death.
You need to jab him to death. He
all
needs those points.
So give me a pick in a round.
If there is a round.
Yeah, if there is a round,
because it could be a decision.
Give me your pick and how the fight goes.
I feel like it's gonna be.
It's 12 rounds.
12 rounds, and we got how to say their names again. I forget.
Wilder and Fury.
Wilder and Fury. Honestly, I think it's probably gonna be knocked out. If not, at least the second round, maybe third or fourth round. Wilder.
Okay.
Fury's talking all his second round knockout bogus. That's not going to happen. I don't see a Fury knockout happening. I would say if Fury wins, it's a decision. But I'm picking. Okay, Fury.
Fury's like, I want to be a part of this too.
I'm picking Wilder knockout round 9.
Okay. I'm going. I would love to say sleeper pick. While Fury gets a knockout in round 9.
That's not gonna happen. No,
happen.
he's probably gonna want to get knocked out.
Like I said, if Tyson Fury what he said was that he was to touch him up with his gloves, get that knockout. I think if he pulls off the most touches and gets him dazed, I think that Fury can knock him out. But I think it's going decision, 12 rounds. I think it's going to Fury.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they both are afraid of each other. Realistically speaking. They're afraid of each other, and I think that they're not going to do anything to risk their title presence. Because remember, they have after this, they have whoever wins that Ruiz and Joshua fight. That's mainly. I mean, they got to fight too. So whoever wins that, they got to go, and that's the best heavyweight of all time.
I hope it's Joshua that wins, because I want to see the Wilder Joshua fight.
I feel like that would be a pretty good fight. Honestly, at the end of the day, if it's gonna be a good fight, I want to.
But they should still even fight, even if Wilder does lose.
Yeah,
I think they should still fight because that was been in the works for how many years? How many years have they been ducking each other for so long?
It's been like 4. I would say.
Like 4 or 5. Yeah.
I think obviously the winners of those 2 fights are going to fight. I don't think Fury versus Ruiz has the super fight name on it.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Fury Joshua sells. Mainly in the UK, though, it'd be a massive UK fight.
A massive UK.
The USA would watch it, but
I think they love the Fury though because of his presence and his
I feel like a lot more people would like to see.
A
lot of people want to see the Joshua.
But I think the biggest selling fight is UK Anthony Joshua versus USA Deontay Wilder head to head, banging.
If you ask Max Kellerman, that's what he wants. But if that's me, I would love to see all of them fight each other eventually.
Oh yeah, I think that it will happen because Anthony Joshua is the only one to me that doesn't want to fight these guys.
Yeah, he
seems the most reluctant to get into the ring with a legit beast.
Because when you first saw Ruiz, when you first saw him fight him the first time, it was like, why is this big ass? Why is he going against a fat guy?
Yeah.
But then I watched the fight and I watched Ruiz.
He's got hands.
Unload hands. The quickest hands for a heavyweight I've ever seen. Just unloading on him. Just tapping him up, hitting the jab, coming over, and then getting that knockdown on Anthony Joshua.
It's that bullet punch he got on him.
But then again, then he got off that high, won the championship, won the title. And he started partying, doing whatever he was doing. And it's kind of like weighed double the amount of weight that he came in last time.
Yeah.
And then lost. Quite frankly, bad. It looked like a horrible fight.
I think what happened was, in the first fight, Joshua knocks down Ruiz.
Yeah.
He's piecing him up.
Yeah.
He got way too comfortable because that was supposed to be a fight that he was supposed to walk through.
Yeah, guaranteed win.
So Ruiz being, he's a fighter. He's got hands. He knows he can box. He gets back into that fight, eventually wins it.
Yeah.
And I think Joshua it was the case of the underestimation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now he's back in the second fight and he goes, you know what? No games. I'm running through this guy.
Right.
Like he was supposed to, and he did.
Yeah.
I think it happens again.
You think so?
I think Joshua runs through him again.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to cut it here. I think that we will touch up on some more boxing stuff next week. We have spring break coming up, don't we?
Spring break, for me at least, doesn't start until the
March
afternoon of the 6th.
The 6th.
I
Okay.
get back to 6th.
You get back to 6th. So I think what we should do is we'll probably do a podcast on that weekend.
Okay.
We'll run one up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll chop it up. Let's talk about paid promotions again. So I have a paid promotion packet. If you go onto @theRIGHTpodcast on all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, you will see a paid promotion sign or sticker on there, posted up on the platform, and it will say any local business in the local area. It could be even out of state. You don't have to be in state to be a paid promoter. Okay, you could be in Illinois and you could be selling iron for a living, and we will promote you. We have packages for everybody. For any type of business. If you are, for example, a social media workout guru and you just post all your social media out there and you want to get noticed more, we are hoping to blow up on here. I think we will definitely blow up.
That is the end goal, yes.
That is
This
the
is a
end
good
goal.
talk. I think we have knowledge. There's things we can say that people don't know.
Yeah.
And I think with us being this young, I think that it really relates to our kids.
I feel like with this podcast, at least, we can reach out to normally an audience that wouldn't normally listen to this thing. Like, obviously, podcasts have been on the up and up. Like, people listening to like either news related stuff or just generally just hanging out, like having a casual conversation, whether it's serious or not.
Right.
So, I'm actually really excited for this. I'm
think
glad to be a part of it.
There's definitely a growing audience for podcasts. Obviously, there's podcasts doing millions on YouTube.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously the end goal. But right now, you got to do the groundwork.
Yeah, you got to work.
Pay your dues, whatever
dues.
you want to say.
I love that. I love that quote. Pay your dues. So let's end it here. Again, if you are a social media guru on workout and fitness and you want to blow up your channel, we will blow up your channel, paid promotion. We will talk about it on the podcast. We will promote it on our channels on all our platforms. This podcast will go up probably in the next few days on YouTube, on Spotify. We just got accepted onto Spotify.
Oh, that's really good.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to get approved through Apple, but it's just taking a long process. I have to make an RSS feed, the whole 9.
Okay.
So once we get approved with that, we should be good.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you have to apply. I didn't know. Apply.
That's really cool.
So, yep, Spotify will be up. On YouTube will be up. I will be always live on Facebook Live, and then we record, obviously, and then I post it on everywhere else. But YouTube, check it out on YouTube. Instagram, follow at one of these guys. You want to give your social media links?
Yeah, sure. I mean, normally I just mess around on social media. I don't really post much, but you can follow me at Darkrim, DARKRIM 153. Just want to meme around. Like have some jokes.
If you're looking for some funny memes, that's the guy.
Yeah, there you go.
All right,
meme guy.
I'd say my main platform that I use is Instagram, which would be Cabandaman, CABANDAMAN. Or you can follow me on Twitch. The occasional streams happen there. Also Cabandaman.
Those are some quality streams, boys.
Oh,
Let me tell you, if you want to watch some funny stuff, go on there. You're gonna hear some hilarious, naughty,
or some quality Madden.
Quality Madden.
Quality Madden up here. 18 plus. You know what it is. Right.
You know the vibes.
All right. Well, thanks again for watching. Follow on all platforms at The Right Podcast on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok. We do make TikToks. We're going to try to be more active on there. We will be loading up a camera soon. I will be adding a camera to the stream. So let's get it going. Thanks, guys, for watching.